What's up, guys? I'm Frosty the Sandwich. Welcome back to Marvel Rivals. I'm a Grandmaster in Ranked, and I've been using Psylocke a lot to grind up, especially in the higher ranks, because I think she's just a really good character. And I kind of popped off this game. I did D-rank into the top of Diamond 1 for a little bit, and this was actually just the top of Diamond 1, but I'm back in GM. I'm actually GM 2 right now, on my way to Eternity, and hopefully watching this game will give you some tips on how you can rank up yourself, especially if you're a Psylocke main. But in general, I'll talk about some strategy. Here we're in banning phase, and I tend to hold my vote if I see something I don't like, so I can kind of change it. Here we had Hela, which I was okay with, but it seems like the other team was also in favor of banning out Hela. And just one general thing to note is when we're in banning phase, it doesn't actually look like this on our end. We just see the wheel, and we don't get to see what they're going to ban. Otherwise, we might be able to coordinate a little better and not ban the same thing. Here, Strange and Hawkeye are both two really good bans. In fact, having Hawkeye and Hela off the table is very good for us. They can kind of delete you, especially Hawkeye. Hawkeye can make you want to quit the game sometimes if there's a good one on the other team. But yeah, just ban him. That is my best advice if you struggle against Hawkeye or just don't want to have to deal with him in your games. Ban his ass. If you're at the lower ranks, I'm sorry. You'll get there. I promise. Just keep playing. I think it's more about just perseverance and getting playtime than anything. You'll rank up. I promise. If you just keep playing the game, because you'll improve. You'll get more repetitions, and I think most of the people that at the higher ranks just have the most playtime at this point. I'm almost at 80 hours, I think, in-game playtime. That's not even out. Like Steam, it's like 150, almost 160, because I spend a lot of time in the practice range. Practice in the range with your characters. If you aren't, you can get a lot of time in on your characters. Here, we are being very aggressive, but you can with this character. And we're just kind of looking to tickle them in the head and then dash through them when they get low. Mince, repeat. If you're close enough to them after the dash, you can try and mix in a melee. Obviously, and that is the full combo. I had a video that I showcased it, but obviously, like, you don't have to use her full combo all the time. Usually, it's just the shots and then a dash if I think I can get the kill. If I can't get the kill, I won't even use the dash. I'll just back away, let my cooldowns reset, find another angle to poke from. You're basically the safest character to dive the backline, in my personal opinion. Like, I think you could make an argument for Spider-Man because of his mobility, but I think Psylocke's still safer than Spider-Man, because I mean, your ult makes you invincible. You can make yourself invisible, and you have two really good dashes. I think out of every character, and that's why I see a lot of Psylocke at the highest rank. I see a lot of Psylocke succeed at the highest rank because she really excels at getting around enemies, especially when it's hard to do. When they're being very vigilant, you can still, as a Psylocke player, usually get behind everyone and then just start tickling the healers. And that's basically what you should be doing as her. Like here, I'm just kind of waiting. I'm being patient, waiting for my moment to go after these healers. Because like, even if I don't get the kills there, every moment they're not focused on healing their teammates is a moment where the rest of my teammates can come in and kill everybody. We were a little too pushed up there and isolated from our healers, so we did go down there, which was unfortunate, and they basically got a team wipe on us, so they ended up being able to retake point here. And so this basically puts us in the position where we have to attack the point. So here we're just being patient, waiting for our team to come back. A big part of playing ranked properly is regroup. If you trickle in and allow them to stagger you, you are basically the reason your team's losing the game. So stop doing that. It can be hard. It can be very hard sometimes because you get frustrated and you want to go kill that asshole that just killed you. I get it, but Don't do it. Fight that urge. Stick with your team. There we were trying to go for the backline, but we realized Luna was ulting, so we just get out of dodge, let her cooldowns reset, try and take another fight. Luna ult is incredibly strong. You will not kill anybody in it as Psylocke. I'm sorry. There are some characters who can kill through it. She's not one of them. If you need to kill Luna, I strongly recommend Iron Man, actually. Iron Man can definitely get the job done. There we actually made a mistake by pushing into the storm and not realizing that her E was up, so we were taking shocks from her AoE every, I think, like a second, maybe 2 seconds. It's a lot of damage. I actually love Storm. I love playing as Storm. As soon as I get a good game in GM with her, I will post it, I promise. But yeah, there again, we were trying to be aggressive on the backline, and we got turned on, unfortunately, by a DPS and put it in our place. Here we ended up getting a healer low, and so we just basically tried to dash past the tanks and ult them in the back line. We did end up ulting one of the tanks, unfortunately, but they were low enough already, so we actually got a couple of kills there, which was very nice and allowed us to clean up the enemy team and recapture point. And from this position, we really want to start looking for the healers again, or the basically try and flank. Here we see that they're both basically grouped together, so we're going to try and stick around, make ourselves invisible, so the enemy tank, or DPS in this case, pushes past us, and we can take a 1v1. We did end up actually getting killed there, unfortunately, but we were at least able to take out one healer and give our team the opportunity to retake the point. I think we do end up losing this point, unfortunately, though, because it just wasn't enough. We didn't have enough bodies on point, and they did. Yeah, sometimes you're gonna lose a round. It shouldn't let you get down because you can easily still win the game, which is the case here. Right off the bat, we're gonna go left here. I really like playing off angles on this map with Psylocke. There's so many angles you can take to poke people. Also, fun fact, you can get down here. There's basically like a little passageway. Not every character can cross that gap, but if you can, it can help you get some cheeky angles that people aren't expecting. Like this one right here. I love playing high ground on this point, especially when the point is low down like that. You can stand on these bricks up here. They can't even be destroyed. And just kind of be a nuisance. They're not even really paying attention to us here, so we're able to just keep dealing damage. Fortunately for them, that Luna realizes that was an amazing Groot ult, and she needs to counter ult there to keep her team alive. Good presence of mind on her. Here, we're really looking to get the healers low and ult them, or if we don't need to ult them, we can just, just shoot them in the head. Now that their healers are down, we basically drop down. We give up the high ground because it's cleanup time. We're not really afraid of the enemy team at this point because they have absolutely no healing, and we still have our healers. And here we're being patient. I don't like pushing up on this particular map ever because there's just so many angles you can push around. If the rest of your team does it, you can do it with them. But normally I like holding point here. Here, we're just looking to get the health pack. We realize that we're half health. We want to stay healthy, and our team basically just lost the fight, so we're just going to wait and be patient. There's nothing wrong with doing nothing on Psylocke, okay? You can still win games at high ranks by just chilling and being patient. I don't need to be tickling the back of the team here. And fortunately for us, we did find a kill on the healer, which is very nice, especially as our team's coming back in. But I easily could have just died there and basically been a liability for my team. So that was a little risky. It did pay off. And again, if you're going to make a play like that, prioritize a healer. That is what this character excels at, is taking out healers. Again, she's the safest one to do it. I really enjoy her playstyle because of it. And I think just in general, at higher ranks in a lot of video games, the safer characters do tend to be better picks because it's just harder to kill them. And really good players having a kit that makes you harder to kill against really good players, go figure, tends to be dominant over other specific kits that can just be easily countered. It's just hard to counter a good Psylocke player, in my opinion. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is just difficult. Again, sticking to the backline, we're constantly behind the enemy team, which you should make a habit. of your own, so they constantly have to just turn and look at us. Every time you're forcing them to turn and look at us, it's good. Anytime you find an opportunity to pick a healer, which just happened, unfortunately the Luna had really good presence of mind there to see what we were about to do and ulted, saving her life and her team's life. They definitely would have died there. That was a very good ult on that Luna's part. And so we're gonna reset. You might be tempted to hang around and just touch point to try and stall there, but I don't think that would have been the right call. I don't want to feed ult if I can help it. Obviously, this Wolverine does try and chase us down, but we know where the health packs are, so we can stay safe and stay alive. And he does eventually just back off because of it. And still, we aren't going all the way back to our team. We're going to stay, if we're healthy, we're going to stay pushed up on their flank, constantly just being a nuisance. The more of their team we can force to dedicate to us, the better the rest of our team's going to be at pushing and taking point. Here, again, we're at their back line. We're tickling them. The Groot did turn, but the rest of the team still focused on the rest of my team in front of them, and it's just too much. They can't handle it. Our team pushes in, able to take them out, and we capture point. Here, I believe we do decide to be a little aggressive. We almost have points, so we just want to make sure their best bet is to try and have somebody dash to point, and we just want to kill them before they can do it. That Storm does doing exactly what we just said, but thankfully we took out their healers first, so there's really not much they can do. Even if they make it to point, they're probably just going to die in the fight. All right, so we do thankfully end up coming back here. Final point. Sticking with Psylocke. We're doing good on her, no reason to swap. I haven't really paid attention to any swaps that have occurred this game. I apologize if I don't think anybody's really done a swap here. I think there probably could have been some swaps done on the enemy team side after the round where they lost. They were doing fine the first time, so obviously if it's working, stick to it. But here, I think, yeah, they're just, their backline is prime city for getting ulted by me, which is exactly what we look to do there. We don't even play around trying to do any chip damage. We just go right in, we dash right past their tanks into their squishy backline and ult it. And that's, again, pretty standard stuff to be doing on Psylocke. It'll win you games. Here we won the initial team fight and captured points, so we're looking to be a little bit aggressive. I'm okay with pushing up a little bit, especially into this area on this map. They can go through on the right side and try and take point. They could also just go all the way around if they really wanted to. There's a couple of ways they could just go around you and take point. But generally, especially, it looks like a lot of them are committing to coming down just the main path. So we can take a fight here. We do see that Luna's ulting, so we're going to just duck out, wait for that ult to end, not really push anything. And then once that ult's over, we can come back in and clean up the backline. We did get some really good picks there. One of the healers already went down. I believe we're about to get the pick on the other healer. So that basically means we're just cleaning up the fight again. Magneto, he tried his hardest to stay alive. I know that exact feeling every fight. When you're a tank and your team dies around you, you're just kind of screwed, especially if you don't have mobility. Like Magneto has no mobility, just shields. Groot's kind of the same way. If you're cut out and your team dies around you, you're just kind of dead. Here we're being patient. Again, we're gonna let them push to point. While I was okay with pushing up there, I do tend to like playing around point, especially on King of the Hill maps. There's just so many ways to get around and get point that if you push too far into the enemy base, you'll usually just end up giving up point to one of their flankers. Here we have a huge ult in the backline again, and our Luna even comes in and and ults, even though I don't think it really does anything. You're invincible during that. I don't know if it damage buffs you. Something to research later, but yeah, huge ult in the backline, able to take out one healer, and then we clean up the other healer, and the rest of the team falls after that. Again, it is I hope I've ingrained it in you by this point, but kill those damn healers, because they'll win. Killing the healers will win you the game. Killing the healers will win you the game. Keep saying it until it's your mantra as a duelist. Yeah, that was Psylocke. Went 50-4 here, which was kind of wild. I wasn't really paying attention to the scoreboard during the game. I was just kind of locked in, so I didn't realize how well we did. I knew we were doing good, but I didn't realize we got 50 kills, only 4 deaths. Super impactful character. I think she's very strong. I know I didn't quite put her in S tier, but I think she's easily you could make an argument for her being an S tier character. Thank you so much for watching this. Please like and comment and subscribe if you want to help me out. Till next time, stay frosty.